In this video, I'm going to talk about how to apply for the DAAD scholarship. It's actually DAAD, but I'm just going to say DAAD because it's a lot easier to say that. I'm Surya, ECE 2015 NIT Warangal. I was the DAAD scholarship holder in the year 2014, and this video is on the request of ECE Association NIT Warangal. Let me start off by talking about DAAD. DAAD encourages Indian students to study in Germany. DAAD is the program that we are going to talk about now, and it is one of the programs that DAAD has in which it funds 2 to 3 month summer internships. The eligibility is that you need to be from a renowned Indian institute and you must be a pre-final year student with a GPA of more than 8.5. The criteria that DAAD is mainly dependent on is your CGPA, college and resume, and CGPA is the number one biggest factor. So if you have a really good CGPA, you will be in, and if you have a low CGPA, then you need to be really good on the other two criteria. The funding is €650 per month plus the flight ticket, and no accommodation is provided, so you need to look for accommodation for yourself, and DAAD is not going to help you with that, and you can use this money to pay for your accommodation. Procedure: email a professor from a German institute asking for an internship. If he or she accepts you, you can apply for the DAAD scholarship, and if you don't get the DAAD scholarship, you can always go back to the professor and ask if he can fund you. So important dates: start emailing professors in August last week, and you have to get the reply by October 15th. And the application deadline is November 1st. So you have some formalities to do for the application, and it's better if you have about 15 days so that you can do them without any hurry. And the results are going to be in the third week of January or the first and second weeks of February. Then there are multiple rounds of results, so if you don't get in the first round, you might also get the scholarship in the second or third rounds. Next, let us talk about choosing a professor. So the top universities in Germany can be found at the TU9 website, which is tu9.de, and you can search for professors in a specific university by using the following format. Type in Google the university name space the field of interest. This is a lot more easier way to find the professors instead of trying to go into the university's website and trying to search for where the professors in your field of interest are actually located, and that is going to be a very tedious task, and sometimes it's almost impossible to find them. So this is the best way to find the professors in your field of interest. So let me give you a short demonstration. I'm going to click on this and you can see the TU9 website, and these are all the top universities. So if I want to go into TU Berlin, I'm just going to type TU Berlin space my field of interest, which is computer vision. So I'm going to say TU Berlin space computer vision. So you can see that the first link is a computer vision group from TU Berlin. So I'm just going to go into it, and you can let us try a different university. Let us try TU Dresden. So again, you have a computer vision team here from Dresden. So you can go into employee, I guess. So yeah, we have the email IDs. So you can just email them asking for an internship now. And this is this is another page, and let us see, go into people, and you can find the professors here. So it's that easy, and this is one of the most important points for today. Make sure that you don't send emails to multiple professors from the same department at the same time. If both of them accept you, it is just not going to look good, because you will be in a situation where you have to accept one person and reject the other. And once you go there, and if both of the professors are working together, it just won't look good. So just be careful that you don't make this mistake. And the acceptance rate is pretty low, so be persistent and keep emailing. Drafting an email. I'm not sure how it works for all the branches. I'm thinking it's going to be the same, but this is how it works for electronics, and this is what I do. So I read the abstracts and conclusions of the papers of a specific professor, and then I write an email to him. First, I'm going to introduce myself with a little of my academic background, not more than 3 sentences. Then I'm going to tell him which paper of his that I like and which specific concept that I liked in his paper. So I'm just not going to say I liked your paper on so and so. I'm going to say I like your paper on so and so, and especially the way that you used the technique X to solve the problem Y. So it's going to be something like that. So he actually knows that you read the paper and that you're actually interested in working with him. Next, tell him about how you can bring your previous skills and contribute to his present research work. For example, if you have worked on some kind of softwares that he's going to use in his work, you can tell him that I already learned these softwares, so I don't have to, as soon as I come there, I can start working and I don't have to spend time going back to the basics and trying to learn again. And while concluding, tell him that DAAD can fund you. This is very important. This increases your approval rate, because if DAAD can fund you, he doesn't have to give money from his research funds, so he would be more willing to accept you then. And make sure you attach your resume in PDF format. Many people send a Word document and it's just not professional, it doesn't look good. So make sure you have it in PDF format. And spamming won't help. You can have the point 1 and point 4 the same for all your emails, but point 2 should be completely different, and maybe you have to make a very slight changes to point 3, but point 2 is always going to be completely different for various professors that you email. And having these pointed directed emails towards a specific professor is a lot better than just sending the same email to many professors. That generally doesn't work. So here is another very important tip. Now, so if you don't get a reply from a professor in 4 to 5 working days, you can send a follow-up email saying, I really want to work with you, and if you want to know more about my skills, or if you want to talk to me, I'm always ready for a Skype or telephonic interview or something like that, that shows that you're really interested in working with him. So once the professor accepts you, you can ask him to send you an invitation letter and DAAD host form. These should be scanned copies, and you can find these documents on the DAAD Delhi website. I'm going to give you the link in some time, and you just have to download this and send it to your professor so that he can just fill up the details and scan it and send it back to you. So then once you get these back from the professor, you can fill the DAAD application online and attach the corresponding documents. And you have to courier all the specified documents to DAAD Delhi. And my experience was wonderful. I learned a lot of things both in terms of education and personality. And I made a lot of brilliant friends who are extremely smart. They include both Indians and non-Indians. I learned a lot of technical things. I had a lot of fun traveling around with friends, and I still feel nostalgic. I remember lots of times, like the time when I was walking on empty roads late night, feeling the cold breeze. So it was a really new experience to me, and this is something I think everyone should have. So definitely apply for that if you're eligible. And these are other links that can help you out. And one last thing, do you want to be more productive? Have a look at my podcast on students' productivity. Many students have told me that it has been very helpful and made them rethink about the way they work. They're just short episodes of 2 to 3 minutes each, so just give it a try. Go to soundcloud.com/students-productivity-podcast. The link is also in the description.